Hello, everybody. This is Life Coach Sophie with yet another episode of the Truth Channel. I want to welcome you onto this next episode that is all about surrender. And trust me, this is one of the things that I found hardest to do when I was stuck in anxiety disorder. Because when you are stuck in anxiety disorder, the only thing you want to do is get control over everything, over your feelings, over your thoughts, over what's happening. And that is actually what's causing the anxiety. But I didn't understand that at the time. And learning how to surrender or to let go has been a true journey. And I think one never really gets to, the end of it, or, you need to sit under a tree and meditate and be like this enlightened monk where anything that happens is just going to be okay for you and you trust and it's all peace. But it's a challenge that we all face on a daily basis, because what happens when we try to keep things under control, when we want things to go the way we want them to go, we become tight and we contract and we think in fear and we worry and we get anxious. And so we really get very small in our thinking and very uptight in our energy. And we think that that is allowing us to change things and to really make them go faster or to manipulate them. But actually, the only thing you're doing is keeping yourself in a place of resistance. And surrender is very much like taking the leap, right? Because it's like going for something, just letting go and not knowing how it's going to go. And there's such there's such a counterintuitive aspect of this, because surrendering and letting go and taking the leap actually gets you to where you want to be. But we've been trained and we've learned that, we need to make it happen and we're going to go for it and we are going to action ourselves into that place we want to be. But very often that causes a lot of frustration when it isn't going the way we planned, when we have setbacks, and when things are going much slower than we want. But getting somewhere, creating a dream, building a business, developing a relationship, all these things that you might be dreaming about, they take time. And they, yes, require inspired action, but that's different from just, ticking off your to-do list and just doing it very mindlessly. I've really started also within my own business, really sensing within myself very much of like, what do I feel like doing right now? What is very inspired action to me? Instead of just being like, oh, I need to, get out another Instagram post because people are probably waiting for that. You're not waiting for that. You only see it when you see it. And when I put my heart, soul, and passion into it, that's when you're going to stop scrolling and actually read my post. But if it's just going to be like some other thing that I just did, then you will sense that energy and you won't be interested. And that is the thing with so many aspects of our life, because when we create something intentionally, we really need time for that. And time is so hard in this Insta world, right? Because we want instant gratification, we want instant proof, we want instant approval. But hey, things take time. And the moment we get that, and when we can surrender to that and just trust and give, half of our work, if not more, to the universe or source or God, to whatever you want to call it, then life becomes so much easier. Thank you so much for the like. I really appreciate it. Because this is what we can control, and it's the exact opposite. It's letting go, but that is something that we can consciously choose to do. And it's like as if magic happens the moment we surrender and just let things flow the way they need to flow. Things are going to go that way anyway, and you can choose to resist that and to fight against it, or to just trust and really know deep within yourself that there is this bigger power that is helping you. And when you surrender to this, and you let yourself be taken on that current, well, life becomes much more joyful and more surprising and more magical and more exciting that way. And hey, very often, no, it's not going to go the way you planned it. But ask yourself, is that really the way you wanted to go? How many times have you had moments in which you were like, hey, this is actually much better than I expected? Right? So very often we think we know it all, but we don't. There's so much more. I mean, me coming to Italy, I had no idea what was waiting for me. I flourished into my true self. I discovered my entrepreneurial side. I became way more feminine. I have had the ability to change careers, going from teaching to writing and now having my own life coaching business. I would have had no idea at all. The image I had of myself was just like, hey, great, I will be able to speak the language because I will have done the language course and I'll be, enjoying aperitivi and meet people and have fun and go to the beach and I know I will feel very much alive and happy, but that was about it. Had it just stayed within that image I had created for myself, well, then it would have ended pretty soon, and I would have gone back to Holland just, living that predictable story. So when we surrender, we open ourselves up to the magic that life has to offer. And there's so much magic, and every day, little tiny magical things can happen. And the moment that you focus on them and appreciate them and are grateful for them, then you invite the universe to give you even more of that. And it's become such a playful interaction. And yes, things are happening. There are things that you might, bump up against and be like, oh, this isn't very comfortable. Well, it also allows you to reassess what you're doing and seeing like, hey, is this something I can change? Well, make the adjustment. If it's not, then it's another practice point for you to trust, surrender, and focus on your own locus of control. And that means yourself and the way you feel and what you think and what you focus on. I'm not so much about just thinking positive thoughts and being happy all the time. It's very much about what do you consciously choose to focus on. I really believe that we are wired to look for the negative or as like the what can be dangerous to us. So what could be a risk? Because in that, we're just wired that way because that's how we keep ourselves safe from like a prehistorical point of view. Makes total sense. And once you're aware of that, you can notice your thoughts. You can see, hey, I'm thinking of this desire or thinking of this happy thing that I want to go for, but then instantly the worry comes up or the danger or the what if or whatever. And that is totally normal. And the moment that we see that and we can just let that be and be like, thank you, mind, for this warning, but I'm going to consciously focus on what that happy thing is. I'm going to be willing to, deal with the discomfort that comes along with the insecurity, the unpredictability, and I'm going to just focus on how I would feel the moment I am in that place, the moment I am biking around Florence feeling so happy I could die, the feeling I am being embraced by my lover and feeling finally at home, the moment I am helping someone really change their lives and getting goosebumps because this is so big. You can choose to focus on that, and that feeling alone makes you feel so much more excited and more driven and more focused on actually making it happen. And from that place, you will get inspired action ideas. You will know what the next step will be. Very often we get overwhelmed and like, oh, I have this amazing idea, but I don't know how to start or what to do first. Well, you don't know because you're in this what the fuck am I doing mode and everything is just too much. We all get that. Like, you wake up and you're like, oh, I have so many things to do and so I'd rather just stay in bed and not do anything. Well, actually, that's just a thought. You can choose to start your day and do your affirmations and do your reading and do a meditation and get yourself into this place of feeling good where you nourish yourself with very healthy food and have your cup of tea and have a moment of peace and, write down 10 things that you're grateful for and just breathe and trust that you are able to deal with everything. And then what you need to do first will come. We are so much more capable than we think. The mind can really get us into this funk of like overwhelm and fear and oh my God. when we get into a place of calm, inspired ideas can come. Really, intuition can speak to us. And from that place, you make very efficient choices. It's not posting everything on Instagram and doing this other thing and reaching out and just getting the to-do list done. It is, what is really going to serve my clients best now? What is going to bring me joy? What is going to really add to this world? And maybe that means even posting one thing on social media and really putting your heart and soul into it and really getting, reactions from people because they feel the energy that has been put into it. And that means not doing 10,000 things in a day, but maybe even doing one thing, but doing it well and doing it with all your heart and with all your energy and with all your focus. And that means just surrendering and letting go and trusting that you don't have to be active all the time, but that you can just be and flow through life and flow through your day and just do whatever you feel inspired to do. Because when you do that, what really matters comes up instead of your mind controlling everything. The hard thing about letting go and taking the leap and surrendering is that we think we'll fuck up. We won't. And you will notice that the moment that you try that. And you don't have to let go of everything and just let's see what happens. But in tiny little things you can let go, I mean, sometimes it's just like at a lunch date and you're with a friend and whatever and you're like, oh fuck, I need to check the time. Well, let's not check the time for just once. Let's see what happens. And you'll see that, or you either sense when it's time to go, or the meeting will conclude at exactly the right moment. I've really learned that in Italy, to just let go and surrender and not force Italians to go faster or to make a decision or to say when they're going to be free, because that's not the way they do it here. There's much more connection with their inner being and what feels good, because hey, that's allowed here, to do what feels good, to eat well, to drink well, to be in company, to show affection for each other, because joy is found in there. And that doesn't come when you try to control everything and when you look at the clock and when you're trying to be efficient. I mean, that was where I came from in Holland. Everything was planned and it was killing my soul. And here I've really been able to surrender more. And yes, everything goes much slower, but hey, it's more relaxed and it's more fun. And life and the magic and the unpredictability can come up in that way. If you have everything planned out, there's no space for that. And you feel frustrated when you're late or someone else is late or something doesn't go to plan. And so you cause all this stress. Let's just let go and see what happens and let's see what you naturally come up with. You will come up with magical ways of dealing with whatever challenge you have. When you let go, lean into it and let go and surrender and just trust, We are supported. You are supported. I am supported. We're all in this because we're here for a reason. And you're being guided towards what it is that is for you. Just get quiet. Take a moment for yourself. Get into a really good feeling place. And it will be revealed to you in maybe the tiniest symbol or an inkling or an idea or something is said to you. Listen to those things. There are messages from the universe. This stuff is real. And the moment you get it and you surrender to that and you lean into that, life can really reveal what it has in store for you. So you don't have to keep it all under control. Nothing is under control, and that's why everything is already fine. You are already there where you want to be. You're already abundant. You're already safe. You're already supported. You're already loved, because that's within you. And the moment you sense that, that's what you will attract, because that is reality. So that is in your power. Thank you for being with me today, and please share in the comments how this was for you, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you either on my Instagram profile, Sophie Charlotte Coach, here on my Facebook page, Life Coach Sophie, or in my group, The Yes Woman. And I want to thank you for watching and putting your focus here today. Let me know how it was and what you're taking away. Have a fabulous day, and check in again soon on The Truth channel. Goodbye, everybody.